What's this tropic? Capricorn. Good. It is, it is. Beautiful. So you've got 47 degrees. Now that sine wave. Let's follow the sine wave. This is the sine wave. This sine wave that happens from March the 21st to March the 21st is the sine wave. This is a fractal of the same sine wave that goes up and down to the neutrino, up to the galaxies and down to the neutrino, the smallest thing we know that exists, much smaller than the particles of an atom, that does this. All of it does this. Electric, magnetic, positive, negative, male, female, good, evil. That's why they get this thing that the female is evil. It's not evil. It's just the opposite of this. But this one gets the designation of evil because of its association with winter and the night. The feminine energy has that association. It's magnetic. That's all it is. It must be there, just like the male energy must be there. They both are there. In this world, sub-ether, the world of effects. Not here. Sorry?
And evil and light are just opposites?
Well, exactly. Up here, you get to live. The opposite of live is evil. That's the devil. And the good is the God. Okay? That's the story of Jesus' kingdom and Satan's kingdom. Satan rules down here, Saturn, in Capricorn and Aquarius. He's the ruler of both of those. Jesus is the ruler of, the Sun is the ruler of Leo, because Leo is there. Now watch this. This is the amazing story that comes out of this. This is the story of all the myths, every single one of them. So we have lush green photosynthesis for this part. For this part, the summer part, there's spring, there's summer. Good. Oh, they're great. You can eat, you can grow things, because longer days, shorter nights, longer nights, shorter days. This guy is the bad equinox because he introduces you down and sends you down into hell. That's hell, that's heaven. Summer is heaven, winter is hell. How do I know that? Well, because you need to know your Latin. Winter, in Latin, is inverno. Hell, just take away that V and replace it for a sound that is very, very similar. Inferno. Okay, hell is cold. That's hell. That's Tartarus. That's the pit. That's where Osiris rules. That's where Satan rules. Good planets rule up here. The sun and the moon. Cancer. The moon. Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Ruling in the kingdom of heaven. Abraham and Sarah in the promised land. This is the promised land flowing with milk and honey. The Milky Way runs between Taurus and Gemini. That's the milk. In Cancer there's an asterism called the beehive. That's the honey. So when the sun is in these months from March to September, it is in the promised land, in the land of honey. So when they see Aries coming up in the east, they go, thank God, because the Passover is happening in the sign of the Lamb. And on Nisan the 14, on the full moon, it's the marriage of the moon opposite the sun. The full moon in all her glory, Isis, being impregnated by the sun on the Nisan 14 when the Passover. And they celebrate it and they say, we are going into the promised land, the land flowing with milk and honey, and where you can grow and harvest in Virgo. These signs tell you about the agricultural year. They tell you about the gospel in the sky. They tell you what weather you're going to have below, what season it is. Why do you think Scorpio and Sagittarius and Libra are here? Libra judges the sun. Scorpio is the backbiter, November, winter. Sagittarius inflicts further punishment on the sun because the arrow of the centaur is pointing to December, the 21st, the solstice, the shortest day of the year. The last day of Sagittarius is the 21st of December. The fall, autumn, the fall. That's why it's the fall, because the sun falls in these months. They know these signs in the Northern Hemisphere. When they see the sun coming up behind Scorpio, it's the backbiter. He backbites the sun. He waits for him to be judged in the scales. Bang, November. You're dead. Middle day, Halloween. The cross-quarter days. Equinox, solstice. Equinox, solstice. Longest day of the year, shortest day of the year. Equal days. 12 hours of light, 12 hours of night. Well, equinox means just that. Equi, equal, nox is night. So night and day, basically. And there's only 2 of those days. Funny how the ancients knew about those days. How did they know that that day was the day when the sun splits? Did they have watches that, clocks like, bang, that's it. That's it. It's got to be today. Who was checking this stuff? How did they know? This science has come down to us from the golden age of 12,000 years ago when Egypt was teaching true Christianity. Christ is the sun. Jesus is the sun. Amen is the sun. Satan is the sun. And I'll show you that in a minute. Now you see, remember, this also represents the day and this represents the night. So we put 6 o'clock over here, 12 o'clock over here, 6 o'clock over here, and 12 o'clock midnight over here. Make sense? This is a 24-hour clock. And we're going to bring it around on itself next. And we're going to show you how the wheel